Hello and welcome to Afternoon Tea with Karen. Today we're having fun with documents and I'm going to rattle on about something I didn't finish rattling on about last video. We are back with the Victorian Government. Response to the inquiry into anti-vilification protections. So the government has asked the public what they think is the best way to strengthen Victoria's anti-vilification laws. Public consultation was open from the 6th of July to the 16th of October. The department is now reviewing the feedback. We will read more on the consultation in a later video. So in Victoria, the Racial and Religious Tolerance Act of 2001 does not cover vilification based on disability, gender or sexual orientation. The Legal and Social Issues Committee investigated how Victoria's anti-vilification laws are working. This committee is part of the Legislative Assembly in the Victorian Parliament. The committee asked for public submissions as part of its inquiry. The committee received 62 written submissions and 11 supplementary submissions. It held 7 days of public hearings in Melbourne, both in person and via video link. The committee released its report on anti-vilification protections on the 3rd of March 2021. When you click on that hyperlink, it just goes to page can't be found. Vilification occurs in schools, sporting grounds, workplaces, services, and online. The report makes 36 recommendations. Some of these main recommendations include lowering the threshold for what amounts to civil and criminal vilification. So, banning the public display of Nazi symbols, so the swastika and the salute, has happened by lowering the threshold for what amounts to civil and criminal vilification. The Victorian Government has responded to the report's recommendations. The government supports in principle 34 of the report's 36 recommendations. So let's have a look. The Victorian Government's response into anti-vilification protections. So date 2nd of September 2021. The evidence presented to the committee suggests hate conduct and vilification are clearly present in Victoria. Exposure to vilification and hate conduct appears to be more prevalent for Aboriginal people, people from culturally and linguistically diverse backgrounds, people from particular faiths, women, people whose identity as LGBTIQ, and people with disability. The harm caused by hate conduct and vilification can be profound, affecting the physical and psychological well-being of individuals as well as whole communities' abilities to participate in daily life. Significantly, hate conduct and vilification challenge the very core of Victoria's social cohesion through its inherent divisiveness and unequal distribution of power. This response was prepared in consultation with key agencies including Victoria Police, Victorian Equal Opportunities and Human Rights Commission, and the Victorian Multicultural Commission. So pause and read. Number 2, they support that the Victorian Government amend anti-vilification laws to ensure people can make complaints on the basis of more than one attribute. The government will address this recommendation through future amendments to Victoria's anti-vilification laws. They support that the Victorian Government advocate to the Commonwealth Government to implement the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission's Recommendation 6 of its Digital Platforms Inquiry final report to establish a national regulatory framework for all forms of media. 5, in principle, that the Victorian Government implement programs within primary schools to strengthen respect, diversity, and cohesion amongst all students. And there are a range of programs in the schools, and this is 2021. Um, yep, and amongst educators and school leadership, uh, support in principle. With the Victorian Equal Opportunity and Human Rights Commission. They support 12, that the Victorian Government amend the public interest exceptions in sections 11 to include the word genuine, any genuine purpose that is in the public interest. Okay, they support 16, that the Victorian Government consider reinstating the powers removed from the Victorian Equal Opportunity and Human Rights Commission in 2011 and extend these powers to vilification. So that must have been one of the questions in the public consultation. Do, 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 do. Okay, they support 21, that the Victorian Government review the requirement for the written consent of the Director of Public Prosecutions before commencing uh, prosecution for serious vilification. The government will review this requirement. Okay, 22, they support that the Victorian Government review maximum penalties for serious vilification offences. So it's 1 year in prison for doing a Nazi salute. And they support 24, the Victorian Government establish a criminal offence that prohibits the display of symbols of Nazi ideology, including the Nazi swastika, with considered exemptions in the prohibition, unlike for Buddhists. Okay, they also support that the Victorian Government, in addition to implementing Recommendation 24, monitor the public display of other hurtful symbols to determine whether they should also be prohibited. The government will work with Victorian Police and other relevant agencies to monitor the display of other hateful symbols. They support 26, that the Victorian Government investigate issues related to prejudice motivated crimes such as a test for motivation under section of the Sentencing Act and international models such as the United Kingdom's approach to hate crimes. That the Victorian Equal Opportunity and Human Rights Commission and the Victorian Police strengthen working relationships and information sharing. So 32, also in principle. Right, so that's 35. and 36. So, if you're experiencing vilification and need some help, you can contact these people. Office of the E-Safety Commissioner. And that'll do. See you later. Bye.